Hello everyone and welcome back to Learn to Love DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little treat box using the Hollow Snipe Magic and dies. And if you buy these in a bundle, you'll save 10%. I'll set these aside for you to see, and it opens up and you can actually put your treats in there. So I'll show you how to make that today. And you'll need basic black piece that measures 7 by 5, and all of my measurements are in inches. You'll need 2 of the larger tags that come in the set, in the die set, and you need 1 of the smaller ones with the DSP. You're gonna run one of these through the embossing folder, and I'll show that to you in just a minute. I already hit and pre-stamped my Happy Halloween using the Blackberry Bliss to match the DSP. And then I have a smaller piece that we're going to be using as a shadow for our sentiment here. And then I went ahead and secured 2 of these little guys that are also done in the Blackberry Bliss. So I have a small one and a large one. The small one doesn't have, the die set doesn't come with the small die for the spider, but you can easily fuzzy cut that, which is what I've done here. So I'll go ahead and set these aside. And we can go ahead and run one of our tags through the embossing folder, as well as go ahead and start scoring for our box. So I'll set the rest aside. So this is the embossing folder here. It's called Cobwebs 3D Embossing Folder. So I'm going to go ahead and take my tag and run it through my machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and run it through my machine, and this is what we get. So I'll set this aside since that's the only part that we are embossing, and we're going to be done with this for now. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my paper trimmer out, set aside the embellishments I'll be using, and we're going to go ahead and score. Okay. I am really restarting or rethinking my space here. If you guys haven't watched my video, I work out of my closet, FYI. Although it was quite comfortable, I think I'm starting to outgrow it fairly fast. So on the 7-inch side, which is the longer side, you're going to score at 1, 3, 4, and 6. And again, you score with the lighter of the blades on the paper trimmer. So at 1, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, and then you're going to flip it over to the 5-inch side, and you're going to score at 1 and 4. And 4, or you could easily score at 1 inch on both ends. So whichever way you find that is easier for you. So let me kind of just briefly show you. I hope that the camera can pick up on some of those lines. And I'm going to show you how to cut that. But first, we're going to go ahead and just score. Not fold and varnish on all the score lines. So we went ahead and scored it. Now we're going to go ahead and start cutting. So you're going to cut here, 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 and here. And then you're going to do this the same on the opposite end. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have. If you opted not to wedge the corners there, it's not absolutely necessary. I just do it so nothing peeks through. And then before, I'm going to go ahead and assemble with whatever you have. I'm going to go ahead and notch it, just like I've done here, so it's easier to pick up and lift open. And I'm just going to do that to one end. Okay, and this will be the end that closes. And I'm going to do about a third in, halfway in there. So just a tiny bit. Use whatever you have available to you. So because this will be the top part, so this portion here will be the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to flip these tabs in here. Now for this portion, you could use liquid glue, or if it's easier for you to assemble the box using the double-sided tape, I would use whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same for these tabs. And these tabs will go inward, so. And all I'm doing is lining them up to the edge, okay? Now I'm going to do the same for these ends. I'm going to flip them inward, and I'm going to apply a little bit of that liquid adhesive. We're going to secure them here and here. Okay. Okay. Just double checking that our box closes. Okay, so these flaps here will go on the outside when it closes like that. Giving you just an overview of what the box looks like, okay? So that there is done, and what we're left with, now if you wished, you could possibly, I wonder how that would look. Now that I am looking at it, you could possibly emboss the bottom portion, although you're not going to see most of it. You could possibly emboss both ends, but you wouldn't absolutely have to. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I only embossed one end, but you could emboss both if you desired. So I'm going to go ahead and build the top part first, and then we can adhere the rest. So let's see. I'm going to fussy cut the Happy Halloween with my scissors, and I'll fast forward this part. Okay, now that we've fussy cut this, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to our basic black piece, and then fussy cut once again. And here we have our Happy Halloween. We're going to go ahead and adhere this flat onto our DSP. And that DSP portion that we're going to be adhering to the embossed tag will be actually popped up on dimensionals. Okay, and let me bring out my dimensionals. And I'm going to use 5. Feel free to use more or less, just depending on your personal preference. Okay, we're just centering this guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and secure our spiders. And for this one, I'm mostly adhering one end, and then the other portion will kind of be hanging out. Just a tad. little one will be on the opposite end. Okay. And now this is the bottom, so I'm just going to apply adhesive all around and then try to center it as much as possible. And without putting my head in the camera really much. So I'm hoping that that does the trick. Okay. That should be good. And then I'm going to do the same for the top. And I do have to kind of look over a little bit just to make sure that that's centered. So let's see. I think maybe that will be the best. I think that is good. I'm just trying to make sure that, oops. It's a good thing I looked at that since I did it from the bottom up. I didn't see the direction of the sentiment there, so it's a good thing I caught it in time. It's the great thing about having liquid adhesive in these cases. So, okay. I like the way that it's placed. I'm just going to tap on it a little bit, just to make sure that that adhesive sticks. Okay, and now for the final touch, I'm going to bring in my Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and I'm going to do just a couple of the different sizes for the belly and the head of the larger of the spiders. Oh, I think I did a large and a medium. Let's see. Or did I do a small one? I think I might have done... Well, let's see. Let's do a tiny one. I think that looks good. Now, you could add a little bit of Wink of Stella if you opted out of the rhinestones. But either way, they look very cute, although since the paper kind of fades in and out, this one's a tad bit darker on the top here. But this is the same concept. So you open it up like this, and you could go ahead and put your chocolates in there, or any other candy that you're gifting out. But this makes an absolute cute box to gift out to your either coworkers, friends and family, your kids, or your kids' classmates, or maybe teachers. I mean, it's universal. You could give it out to anybody. I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have any questions about any of the items I've used today or need help ordering them, please let me know. I went ahead and included everything you need to know about me and how to reach me in the description box below. And I thank you very much for watching today. You guys have a great one.